Hello everyone, this is Jonathan Diep with the Deep Dive, and today on Oktoberfest I will be recommending to you 3 essential zombie horror films. There's nothing that says Halloween more than armies of the undead eating human flesh in the wake of a coming apocalypse. That honestly just sounds like life after high school. Except instead of being a zombie eating flesh in the wake of an apocalypse, I was eating Burger King in the wake of an obesity and high blood pressure diagnosis. Anyway, if you're in the mood for zombie apocalypse films or anything concerning the undead, check out these 3 essential flicks. The first essential zombie flick I'll be recommending to you is George A. Romero's Dawn of the Dead. If you're wondering why I recommended this film over Night of the Living Dead, I just find Dawn of the Dead to be a much more entertaining movie. As much as I do love the social undertones of Night of the Living Dead and how it was more of a psychological horror film instead of a gore fest type film, I can't get past the fact that even Romero didn't seem to be sure about what kind of direction he wanted the film to go in, and how he wanted the undead to look and feel, hence why the lack of makeup and somewhat slightly less idiotic action of the zombies appear in the film. If you want a more fun, bigger atmosphere, and more stakes of a horror film, then Dawn of the Dead is the perfect movie for you. The film is a fun, bloody original take of the zombie craze that would follow over the next few decades, and the sequences of zombies getting mowed down in the streets and in the main set piece of the film, which is a large mall flooded with the undead, is entertaining as hell. While being a more fun and gruesome film than its original, Romero still has themes of satirical winks criticizing consumer society, hence why there seems to be so many mindless zombies walking endlessly in a mall full of places. You think Romero is trying to say something here? Dawn of the Dead is fun, has surprisingly emotional and human moments, and it's worth a watch. The second essential zombie flick I recommend to you is sort of a revival and creative spin on zombie films, and that is Danny Boyle's 28 Days Later. It's about a contagious rage virus that breaks out in the United Kingdom after activists release chimps that were infected with the disease into the public, starting from a lab at Cambridge. Our story then follows a man named Jim, played by Cillian Murphy, who awakens from a coma 28 days after the outbreak, and the rest of the film is a hyper-adrenaline rush of survival, and we follow only Jim and a handful of other survivors as they try to survive and outlast this virus and those affected by it. Danny Boyle's unique direction and Chris Gill's hyperactive editing helps make this film one of the most intense films I've seen, specifically about anything virus or the undead related. I know they're not technically zombies in this movie, but this film has done more for zombie films than an entire Resident Evil film series could only pray to do in 7 movies. It's got good performances, exciting action and chase sequences, and a fantastic pace. Check this one out. The third essential zombie flick is definitely on the lighter side of things with Edgar Wright's Shaun of the Dead. It's a parody of zombie flicks that still manages to have genuine moments of tension and horror. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost are hilarious together in this film, and their chemistry comes a long way from beginning to end. What's he do? It doesn't hold back on the gore of the kills, which makes it all the more fun to watch. What's surprising about Shaun of the Dead are the genuine moments of drama that you don't actually get to see in a lot of other zombie flicks. Most of the time, when someone gets bit or they're about to turn into a zombie, they're either killed right away or eliminated without much thought or hesitation or any moment of dramatic tension. In this film, there's a particular scene where somebody's loved one is about to turn into a zombie, and it's an actual great moment of sadness and dramatic acting, even when it's in the midst of a zombie invasion. Edgar Wright mixes and balances a few genres very well in Shaun of the Dead, and if you're looking for a film that will satisfy your zombie horror and comedy needs, this is the one for you.
What's up with her eye? Now seriously, Mary, I'm warning you, okay? I'm gonna have to get physical. I mean it. This is it. I'm gonna... Fuck off!